Hello, my friends on YouTube. Hi, it's Glenda Mollett here, and I'm just getting up and running on Facebook. So, one moment, please. Make sure that we go live over there. And let's see, there we are. I think I'm live. Yay! Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to my craft room tonight. It is Thursday, August the 22nd, and I have a really fun fold for you tonight. There we go. I got everything up. My stuff is all stuffing. There we go. All right. Thanks everybody for joining me tonight. I Thursday is typically a fun fold or a technique, and tonight I have a fun fold. Hey Connie, hello Jennifer. So tonight I am using the Sophisticated Sled bundle to create this fun card. And I'm going to show you a really cool tip for inside of how to stamp inside a stamp. Over top a stamp or over top inside? I don't know. You'll have to wait and find out what it's all about. Yay! All righty. Registration is open for our Winter Creative Escape, although you did miss the early bird deadline by 2 days. I might know somebody. So if you still want to register and you'd like the early bird special tutorials and you have elite stamper status, you're going to get them anyways, whether the early bird bonus deadline has gone by or not. Registration is open for the Creative Escape up to the 3rd of September. And the in-person one is here in Port Alberni on Vancouver Island, BC, Canada, on Saturday, October the 26th. But I'm having a virtual one on Sunday, October the 20th, and anybody can join me for that. So if you live in Canada, you can register for the virtual one. It's the same price as the in-person one, which is $85. You get kits for 6 cards. You get a goodie bag. You get prizes, you get pillow gifts. We got a really fun little thing for you if you are elite stamper status. And if you don't know what that is, comment and let me know and I'll tell you what elite stamper status is. And if you're coming to the in-person one, then you're going to get lunch and refreshments and snacks and treats. And if you do the virtual one, instead of the lunch, I pay the postage to get the whole kit from me to you. So that's quite the bargain. All right. Yes, Jennifer, check your emails because the information it goes out on my Tuesday weekly update and my Saturday weekly update. So let me flip you around here. I'm going to show you the poster for it. So there we go. It's the Winter Creative Escape. Shanna Miller and I are doing the virtual one. And Shanna and I have created all of the projects for this. And then for the in-person one, Carla is going to come back and help me with the in-person one, which is fun. Hello, Karen and Carmen. Thank you for joining us. Yes, so $85 registration is open now. And like I said, if you have elite stamper status, the deadline for the early bird registration doesn't apply to you because no matter when you register, you still get the early bird bonus tutorials for being an elite stamper. There we go. I got it out. And then these are the bundles that we are focusing on. The Peaceful Evergreens bundle, we're using the dies and the stamp set, but all of the projects have been created so that you can use any tree stamp set that you have. You don't have to have this one, but if you want, you can add it on for the special price of only $72, and I will pay the shipping and tax for you. And then we're going to use the Peaceful Season dies only, not the stamp set. We're using Greetings of the Season as our stamp set. But of course, you guys can use whatever stamp set you want. And we have created the cards so that you can do that. You don't have to specifically have the stuff that we're using. Hello, Andy. Okay, let me show you. Are you ready to see what is so fun about this card? I'll show you the inside, and I want you to make a comment. That's the inside, and this is the envelope. And look, I fussy cut the bow. I did. And I forgot the black marker. Okay, well, I go and get that. Comment in there. Do you want to see what the fun fold part of this is? Or do you pretty well know what I'm talking about? And while you're doing that, I'll go through what I'm using. I'm using Memento, Moody Mauve, and Wild Wheat. Now, do you say mauve or mauve? In Canada, we say mauve. I know other places in the world say mauve. Connie says, of course. Valerie says yes. Carmen says yes on the fun fold. So if you say mauve, comment 1. And if you say mauve, comment 2, because they're both spelled the same. So I'm not going to be able to tell which one you say just by typing in what you say, typing in the word, right? So comment 1 if you say Moody Mauve, and comment 2 if you say Moody Mauve. Okay, dark Moody Mauve, dark Granny Apple, and light Granny Apple. Light Wild Wheat. Holly, that one's for you in case you're out there. Oh, there's Holly. She just popped up on YouTube. We're using wild wheat tonight, Holly. Hello, Nancy from Oklahoma. Ooh, we're getting lots of 1s and lots of 2s. Let's see. Hello, Linda. Oh, look at everybody. Yeah, kind of what I expected. The Canadians are coming up with 1, and my friends from not Canada are coming up with number 2. Linda loves the color combination, but don't have them. Oh, well, it's not too late to get them, Linda. Okay, put these down, and I'm going to be using Sophisticated Sled, the stamp set, and the dies. But of course, with this fun fold, you can pretty well use anything you want. Well, you can use anything you want. I'm using the Spotlight on Nature dies in the background. So the one I'm using is the largest dot and dash one. And then Greetings of the Season. So this is the stamp set that we are featuring in our Creative Escape, but you can use any stamp set because the greetings are built like so that you can use any stamp set, and the cards are built so you can use any stamp set. Hello, Nadine. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you how this works now. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Pull the ribbon. Oh, I didn't get my stapler. Pull the ribbon and look at this. Isn't that fun? Look at that. It's called a slide and pop fun fold. And then when I get this all the way open, I got to hold it with my thumb so it stays open. There's the top. So I kind of made a swag with the wreath die and put the good tidings. Now, it does catch a bit with that good tidings in there, but not much. And then if you look on the inside, there's that little technique I'm going to show you how to do. When I said you were stamping in another stamp or on another stamp, but in another stamp, there we go. So there's the wreath, and then I'm going to show you how to make it so that you have a blank where you can stamp a sentiment or something in there. But isn't that cute? And look at those gold skates. Ooh, ah. And of course, I showed you the inside already. Now you will need foam strips for this. Dimensionals will work. I just find foam strips are easier to use. And I'm just going to go and get my stapler. Hang on. Make sure it has staples in it. Oh yeah, it does. We used to sell these many, many, many moons ago, and I still have mine, and I find it really useful because this is stapled on there. Okay, so hello, Norma. Aw, thank you, everybody. You're so kind. Linda, I can't decide if I like that greeting set font, so it keeps going in and out. Linda, you will not regret getting that stamp set. Do you remember Go To Greetings? It just retired in May. I still have it and I'm not getting rid of it. This reminds me of Go To Greetings because it basically has 99% of anything you want to say at Christmas. It's got happy, it's got merry, it's got Christmas and New Year's and holidays. So if you say Merry Christmas, you can do that. If you say Happy Christmas, you can do that. If you say Happy Holidays, you can do that. If you say Merry Holidays, you can do that too. There's New Year's. Oh, I love it. I'm using it a lot. So you won't regret that one. Okay, let's get busy and have some stampin' fun. I'm just trying to organize so I can find my kit. So all the measurements are in the description of the video, either here on Facebook or over on YouTube. It's there. So I'm not going to go through them because I have to go through how to create this slidey part with you. Catching underneath there. It's not catching on the front. Okay, so I got to turn my notes over because I have this. Okay, I take a screenshot if you want the directions. I did not write these down, but this is the order in which you put this slidey part together. So I'll just leave it there for a couple of seconds if you want to get a screenshot. Otherwise, you can slow the video or stop the video and write them all down. Okay, things are not cooperating. Okay, first it says, let's find all our pieces. So this is Iconic Celebrations designer paper that I am using. Trying to get organized here, and there's a lot of pieces to this card, but these are the two important ones. I want to make sure that I got the piece, and I don't. See, there's a bit of a frame around there. I have the wrong piece because I might not have cut this down. Uh-oh. If you look up close, there is a white one in behind there. So that's the one. That's this one. So that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, right? Yes. So that I'm putting that one way over there so I don't get it all mixed up. This one is exactly the same size as this one. Did you guys look at the Iconic Celebrations designer paper? Which side should I use? Now, just because I used Moody Mauve doesn't mean I can't use the Misty Moonlight, because you know what? It will look just as good. So tell me while I'm getting set up to do this. Hello, Renee. Shall I use the Moody Mauve side or Moody Mauve if you don't live in Canada? Or shall I use the Misty Moonlight side? Because both will work. Okay. I need to get my paper trimmer. That'll give you a couple of seconds to tell me which one. Moody says Polly. Misty says Jennifer. Misty says Renee. Anybody else want to chime in and tell me Moody or Misty? Because right now Misty is winning. You got, Misty, Moonlight. Okay, Misty has won. All right, so you need to attach your designer paper to a piece of cardstock that is exactly the same size. And you have to make sure that you put you put adhesive all over it, not just around the outside, because when you cut it, see, it's going to run and you don't want that separating. So if you use glue, that's fine. I tend to not use glue when I'm putting whole layers on, but that's just my preference. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way around the outside. And I'm trying to stay as close to the edge as I can, but of course I went over, but I have my silicone mat, so it's good to go. And then we're just going to go all the way down like this. Ah! It's my fingers. This is probably overkill, but you know, I don't want it moving. Linda says mauve if you're using the mauve base. Oh, I can change the mauve base. We can grab a misty base. Hello, Cindy. I've only just started. Okay, so tell me, I'm going to use the misty side. Do you want me to get a misty base or leave it with the mauve base? Now I'm lining this up, trying to get it exact on here. Oh, it's a good night. I'm almost exact. Woohoo! Things might turn out good tonight. Okay, I'm just going to trim this little bit of white off. Just a tad. Not that it will make any difference because it's going on top of white, but I'll know it's there. There we go. Okay. Oh, got comments coming in. Comments coming in. Let's see. Well, stop. Misty mauve. Misty. Okay, I will go get a misty. We've got a couple of minutes till I need that. So if you want to continue to comment, feel free. Okay, so step number 1 is to attach your designer paper to your card stock, exactly the same size. Then step 2 is we have to cut these slits in the side. See those slits there? So we're going to do that. I'm going to bring my paper trimmer in. And I'm going to put this at the 5/8 of an inch mark. So there's a 1/2 inch, and then it's halfway in between the 1/2 and the 3/4. You know that these lines here are a 1/4 inch apart, right? Does that make it any easier for you when it comes time to lining things up? Okay, so I've got it at 5/8 of an inch, and I'm going to put my track down, and I'm going to stand up because I have to see. And I'm going to cut from 5/8 of an inch down to 4 5/8. So I'm going to put this down and I'm going to slide it up till I'm halfway between a 1/2 and 3/4, and then bring it down till I'm halfway between 4 1/2 and 4 3/4. There we are. And then I just go back and forth a couple of times just to make sure that it's cut all the way through. And then lift that up. And now we have the cut on one side. And I'm going to line this up at 5/8 of an inch. So there's the 1/2 and there's 3/4. So I'm halfway in the middle there. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to go up to 5/8 of an inch, which is halfway between 1/2 and 3/4. And I always start in the middle and go up and back, because then I know that I'm not starting too far off. And down to 4 5/8. And then you just go back and forth just a couple of times to make sure that you've got it cut properly. Okay. Now, You can use your paper trimmer. I have to do a score line, but I prefer to use my scoreboard. And I'm going to put it in here, and I'll do it upside down because that way you can see the cut lines. If I do it this way, I don't think you can see the cut lines, and you won't, it'll be easier for you to see it this way, but it doesn't matter which side. So both sides are 5/8 of an inch this way, and they're 5/8 of an inch that way as well. So you're going to score at 5/8 of an inch from just in between those two cut lines, like this. And then you're going to score at 2 5/8, which is right about there. So that's 5/8 of an inch and 2 5/8 of an inch. And then you want up 1 inch from the bottom. So that's 4 1/4. So did you get those score marks? I don't think I put those in the, I know I didn't put those in the comments because you only score between those cut lines. Does this make sense? You're scoring in between the cut lines at 5/8, 2 5/8, and 4 1/4. Okay, now I'm going to put that away and bring my paper trimmer in again. And I'm going to cut at the bottom between there and there. And that is going to, so we've done this score line. We've done these cut lines. I've done that score line. I've done that score line. And I've done this score line. Now I want to cut here. So I'm going to put this in here at 5/8 of an inch, which is the half plus halfway between the half and 3/4. And theoretically, if I did it right, that should connect those two cut marks. So I'm not paying attention to this side. I'm paying attention to where those cuts are. So this is where you need one of these paper trimmers where you can lift it up, lift the slidey part up. There we go. Look, oh, it worked. Yay! It worked. So if you don't get that cut all the way through, just take your paper snips and just cut it so that it's loose, because it has to be loose. Now, let me go and get a Misty Moonlight card base. Hang on. We'll change it up. Do I have one cut? No, I don't. Oops. Cardstock on the floor. Okay, hang on. I just have to cut this because I didn't have one cut. 5 and 1. There we go. We'll just, I know I should get my score tool out and score it and, you know, do the whole thing, but I'm too lazy to do that. So I'm just fold it over, get bone folder. And when you fold your card bases in half and you're going to use your card or your bone folder to make that a nice crisp fold, don't start at one end and pull or push because you could twist your cardstock. Start in the middle and go out both ways. That way your cardstock's not going to, shouldn't twist on you. I'm not saying it's not gonna, it shouldn't. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my list. I've attached it. I cut it at 5/8 on each side. I scored there. I cut at the bottom. I scored there. I scored there. Got to punch a half a circle at the top. So that's this part here. And then I'm going to attach the base to the slider Attach the base to the slider with tear and tape. Attach the front to the base using, okay. All right. So now I'm going to go to the side that has the score line, because that's the top. And yes, I am anal and I want this to be in the middle. So I'm just going to use you can't see here. I'm going to tip you just a bit. So I'm using my grid paper. At number 8, there's a dark line there. So I just center it in between the 6 and the 10, and that gives me where the center is. Wait, I got to do it this way because I'm going to be looking at it. So my punch is the right way. So I'm just going to make a little mark there so I know where the center of that is. And then you may not see it, but on my punch, I've also marked the centers of the circle. Yes, because I'm anal like that. So I'm just going to take a little bit of a slice. You don't want to go down too far because you have to be aware of where that fold is. So don't go down too far. It's just enough to be able to see that that ribbon pop out. There we go. Now on this one, I used 1 1/4 inch, and on this one, I'm using 1 inch. I wanted to see if it would work, and I think it's going to work. Doesn't really matter what size. If you don't have a circle, use something else. Like, it's not a big deal. Okay, so now we've got this all prepped. See that? And we're going to, wait a sec. Did I cut that piece? I must have cut that piece, right? There's a little slider piece. There it is. There's a little slider piece. Now this is a 1/4 inch. Nope. Maybe I didn't cut it. That's the piece for my sentiment up here. Okay, just going to go through my pieces here because I need a piece that is going to hold. I did not cut it. You need a piece that goes underneath here that holds it inside here so it doesn't flip up. So does that make sense? Do you understand? Because it's a little difficult. Okay, so I'm going to fold this and then I'll explain to you what I mean. So this one you fold that way. And then this one you fold this way. Because this is kind of like an easel card, right? And then this one folds that way. Now you know why you have to have adhesive everywhere. So now you need a piece of cardstock that is going to fit on there and fit underneath. So like it sits under here like that. And this attaches to it. And then when you pull it up, this moves up and it's the anchor that keeps it underneath there. Oh, thanks, Karen. Drive safe. Okay, so I'm going to use this and then I'll just chop another piece. So you want it to, don't think I even wrote this down. It's 1/4 inch because that's only 3/8 of an inch. So you don't want anything that's too wide. And of course I can't see it. Oh, apparently I used, oh, wait a minute. No, back up the bus. Back up the bus. This piece is 3.5 by 4 5/8. Ding dang. Where is my brain? Okay, this is the one that's going to attach to this so that when you pull it up, it has there. See? Brain fart. It's that piece. Okay, so you take this. You can't do any stamping until you have this attached, because then you don't know where to stamp, right? Now this piece here, you don't need that, except it covers up where the swag meets there. So let's see if I can stamp it first. Get out my stamping paper. And I'm going to mark the center. Oh, I didn't put you guys back up. So I'm going to mark the center here. So I know where the center of the swag is going to be. Let me just put you back up there. There we go. Okay, so I've marked the center, so I know where that swag is. And I'm going to organize my stuff here so I can stamp without getting ink on something I don't want it to. Okay, so I'm going to use the wreath, ink up the wreath, and I'm going to go stamp it from the center over. Kind of. You don't want it down too high because it's supposed to be swag at the top, right? Like that. And see why you need the center part? Now, hopefully I'll get this even. There we go. Oh, it's not even, but it's fine. It'll do, right? Okay, and then I stamped that door swag thing in there, but I have my piece. This is a piece in Moody Mauve that is 1.5 by 1.5 that I'm going to cut out that circle. Punch out the circle wherever I put the circle. But we're not using Moody Mauve, so I got to have to get a piece of Misty Moonlight. There we are. Okay, so I'm going to punch a circle. Now remember, I'm using the 1 inch, but on my original one, I used, pardon me, my voice is really raspy. On my original one, I used 1.25 inch and then fold it in half like that. And you don't have to be too precise with the half because you're not going to be lining up the sides together. And then this is going to fit over top here like this, right in the center. Like that. So let's get that on. Let's use some Tombow because I think it'll go faster. And you have to put glue on both sides. There we are. Okay. Now, I'm going to kind of hopefully get that relatively in the center. Am I doing this where you guys can see? There we go. Oh, glue everywhere. Okay. There. So now there's the centerpiece, and that's where the ribbon is going to go. Now I'm going to get I know I said don't stamp this until you get it all together, but where did my swag go? Low. Yep. Okay, let's just stamp this in the middle here, like this. Like that. And then there's the other sentiment, the good tidings is in there, but I don't need that to put this together. And the bottom part, this here, is stamped on that layer there. I hope this is not too confusing. Let's put that there. We're going to do now, because I've got Misty Moonlight, instead of Moody Mauve for the berries, I'm going to grab Cherry Cobbler. Dark Cherry Cobbler. And we'll just do the berries on the wreath and that swag. So is this card making sense to you guys? I know it's a little difficult, but once you do it once, it's really not that hard to do. And the beauty of having this video tutorial is you can just, not now because I'm live, but when you're watching the replay, you can just skip over the parts you already know how to do, like this part, the coloring part, and stop it in the how-to part. Okay, there we go. There's the berries. Jennifer's following. Good. All right, so I used two different colors for the leaves, but I'm thinking I'll just do them all the same color. So this is light granny apple green. Oops. Apparently there's glue there. I did not know that Stampin' Blends will not color over top of dried Tombow. Just in case you wanted to know that. Learn something new every day. Oh, today I was creating with the Changing Leaves hybrid bundle. Oh my gosh, I love it. And I took a picture and shared it with my friends Leanne and Kathy because I did a fun fold. And Leanne did the fun fold on her Facebook Live last night. And I told her I was going to try to do it. So I wanted to show her that I actually did do it. And she said to me, "Is that leaf embossed on cherry cobbler?" And I said, "No, it's just a bright gold die cut and embossed leaf." And it was picking up the colors in my shirt. So I had a bright pink sweatshirt on, and it was picking up the colors of my sweatshirt so that it looked like it was pink embossed, which is kind of fun. But then I got grease on my sweatshirt because we were out washing the trailer today, and I washed my car, and somewhere along the way I got grease on my sweatshirt, so I had to treat it to make sure it wasn't going to stay there. Hello, Kim from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. And how's the Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan doing today? Okay, now this is light wild wheat. And I'm using it because to me it looks gold. I wanted to put a gold bow on here. Oh, I forgot a leaf. All right. There's no shading in this at all, but of course you could shade if you wanted to. Okay, I missed a berry right here. And I missed a leaf right there. So tell me, do you like it? Do you like it with the leaves all the same color, or do you like the two-toned color, two-toned granny apple green? Which one do you prefer? And apparently I just lost my picture here. Kim says it was a beautiful summer day today. Love the Changing Leaves bundle. Oh, yes, me too. Okay, so there, we've got that all done, right? Let's add some Winky because it's easier to do this before you attach it. And on the bow. And I'm not going to put the ribbon on yet because that you can easily do afterwards. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to bring back. Connie says both. Thank you. Likes both of the color schemes. Kim likes the two-toned. Okay, so now we're going to put some adhesive on the slidey part here. Now, do you think I can do that without getting adhesive everywhere else? Let's try. I'm going very slowly because I just want it on the bottom of that fold there. Okay, and then you turn it over, lay this out flat, and when you put it in, when you attach it to the slidey part, you want it to go right to the bottom of that slide. So I'm not paying attention to this. I'm just paying attention to this because I want it. I would lift that up, but I can't. Maybe I can do it this way. No, I don't want to fold it. Okay, so, and I'm putting the stamp side down. And you're just going to line that up right at the bottom. And then make sure your sides are straight. Now, before I go pushing that down, I'm going to go in here and grab it and make sure it's going to slide. Yay! All right, so now we'll push that down. There you go. Okay, so that's attach base to slider with tear and tape. Well, I use Stampin' Seal, but that's okay. Attach front to base using foam strips. All right, so now we're going to take that bigger piece of basic white that was 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. That's this one. Jennifer likes two-toned, Carmen likes both. Okay, so this is going to go on here. And you're not going to see much of the misty moonlight underneath there. And I haven't stamped it yet because I don't know where to stamp it. So you have to put this on so that you can lift this up so you know where to stamp what's inside. It does work. It stuck to me. There we go. Now this is going on here flat. And remember, this is only 1/8 of an inch smaller than your card base, so you don't have much of a frame around the outside. There we go. And now this is going to go on top of here like that with foam strips along the side and along the bottom. Just like anything I do. Okay, so if you watched, I think the last time I used these foam strips, if you have had them for a while, they do tend to dry out. Now, yes, I just put it around I was just checking to make sure whether I'd put 2 strips, but it's just around the outside. So if you have had your foam strips hanging around a while, put a strip, a stripe. Yes, a very special person does. Just run Tombow down because it just helps it to adhere, especially if you're doing shaker cards. Because if you don't, and this lets go, all your shakers will fall out. Don't have to worry about that with this card, thank goodness. But we do have to make sure it doesn't collapse. So I am putting 2 strips at the bottom here because I don't want that part to cave in right there. Okay. This still has a lot of sticky left on it. So this is going to go all the way down to the bottom like that. And then my liner's coming off. Let's just take that off there. Down along the bottom. And then I'll just use this little piece and put it on here. There. Okay, what happened there? Yep, it's good fresh ink or glue, this one. Okay. Now I have the liners off the bottom. The liners at the top, I'm just going to do the bunny ears. I haven't done the bunny ears for a while, but this just allows me to put it on my card and move it around before I actually, oh, wait, let's do the bunny ears at the bottom. Before you actually put it down. Bunny ears. So bunny ears is just, I just took the liner off a little bit and left them hanging out there. So I can hold on to that because that's where the exposed is and get it on here. Make sure it's the right way. That's the top. And see, I can move it around and get it where I want it and then let the bottom touch and then it will hopefully be straight. There we go. Okay, then you just push it down where the liner's already gone and that holds it in place. And then you just slowly pull that bunny ear and all the liner will come off. You have to be careful though, because sometimes those liners do tear. And they can be a bear to get them to find out where it is. Man, I've got a lot of animals happening in my world today. Okay, now that one's going to go down quite a ways. Oh my, guess I didn't get that one done right. Ooh. Apparently, it's not long enough. Okay, am I going to have enough? Might have to do my ribbon like this. So apparently, I didn't cut it right or I didn't measure it right. Should have been 4.5. What did I say? Well, I said 4 5/8. So apparently I didn't cut that piece right, or I used the wrong one. Oh well, it is what it is, right? I'm just going to measure this. Nope, that's only 4 inches. No wonder it's not working. So if I had to cut it right, it would have been right up at the top, and then it's easy. You can see where to pull it. But I didn't, and man, I don't think I can get that apart now to redo it. Where did I put my ribbon? So maybe if I just put the ribbon on, that should work. I won't bend. I won't fold that ribbon over. I'll just attach it. Maybe I can attach it this way. Make it. Okay, so this I'm going to, no, it's the measurement is right. It's my cutting that was wrong. That measurement is supposed to be 3.5 by 4 5/8. And I did it. Oh, I bet I used the wrong piece. That's why. I used the wrong piece. Oh well. It is what it is, right? Okay, I'm going to try it. I'm going to get some more ribbon. Hang on. Oh, ribbon, where are you? Opening my window because it's getting stuffy in here. Okay, it's going to get a bit longer. So that ribbon is 2 inches and it's folded over, but because I need a little bit more, I'm just going to cut myself another piece. Cut my ribbon scissors. And I think 2 inches, I'll do 1, 2, 3. I'll do 3 and we'll see. That should be enough. Okay, so you can do your ribbon this way, where you fold it over and I have the flaps there, or you can do it this way, like this, and have a loop there. Either way is fine. Whatever makes your heart happy. Now, if I use glue dots, it'll hold that in place. Oh, Nadine, I tell you, I know how to fix so many things because I mess up so many things. When I was working in one of my jobs, I was talking to, I think it was the interview I went to, my job interview, and the woman that was interviewing me said, "So do you make mistakes?" I said, "Yes, I do." And she kind of looked at me. I said, "But I fully admit that I make mistakes. I own my mistakes. And because I make mistakes, I know how to fix them too." She laughed. I got the job, funnily enough. Oh, speaking of jobs, our grandson James was here after he's working at the Industrial Heritage Society all summer as a summer student. And Ted was picked him up today and he brings him here and then his mom picks him up from here. And he got a phone call while he was here, and it was one of our local car dealerships phoned to offer him a position. Now, I'm not going to go that down till I make sure I've got it. Yeah. Offer him a lube, I don't know, something about a job, putting a lube specialist or something in their shop. He's he's going back to school. Like this is the 22nd of August, and he applied, I don't know, in May or something. April, May. That's going to work. See, it's going to work. Yahoo! Doesn't look quite as pretty as that one does, but it's okay. Anyways, he got this phone call and a job offer today, and he said to them, "I'm sorry, but they wanted him full time. He's only 16 and a half." And he said, "I can't. I need to go back to school and I'm not going to be able to work and go to school at the same time." So I thought, good for you, James. There. All right. Now I'm going to cut this, stamp that in there. So that's why I've anchored it open. Yeah, I was excited. And I went over and I gave him a high five and he looked at me and he said, "What was that for?" I said, "You got a job offer." "Well, yeah, but I couldn't take it." "James, you got a job offer for a full-time job in a mechanic shop doing a job that you love. You got a job offer." It took a couple of seconds for it to sink in what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Children. Look, I got ink on my finger. Get rid of that before it gets everywhere. Okay, so now I want to stamp this, but I want there to be a blank in there. So I've cut myself a piece of masking paper that is 1 3/4 of an inch long and 5/8 of an inch wide. So just do it whatever size you want to put your sentiment in there. And then you lay it in here. Let's do it the right way around. You lay it in here like this. Now, is that straight? Yeah, I'm anchoring this up out of the way. So lay that in there and then take the wreath and ink it up and stamp over top of that. Let's see. There is one spot in here that doesn't have any berries, so I'm just going to stamp that like that. I guess that's where it's going. And then, oh, he's a smart guy. All right, Carmen. when you pull this up, you have your blank there to put your sentiment in. Ah! Kind of cool, eh? Okay, now I have Moody Mauve here. And I'm not going to stamp with Moody Mauve. I'm going to get Cherry Cobbler. Because that's the color I did the berries in. So we're going to take the sentiment, which says, let's decorate the season with happiness. And we're going to stamp that right there in that void. Now, excuse me while I stand up, because I want to make sure this is kind of straight. There we are. Woohoo! I need a T-square. Yeah, that would be smart, Linda. All right, now we'll go in there with our Stampin' Blends and color this. So what do you think of that trick? Have you guys done that before? I wanted to put a sentiment in here, but I didn't want to put it on a separate piece because it can mess up the slidey part. So I thought, well, why don't we just make a void in there? And then if I mask it off, I'll have a void, and then we can just stamp in the void. Jennifer says she hasn't done it yet. Well, yay. I've learned something new tonight. It's a good day. You know how a mechanic, I don't know about you guys' family, but in my family, they're all mechanics. And they say a job is not done well until there's blood or a squished finger. Well, your day is not done in the stamping world until you learn something new for your day. Okay, it's getting these colored here. And we have to put that sentiment up at the top too. La. There we go. Well, thanks, Kim. Kim says she loves the way I made the spot for the sentiment. Yeah, and you can make it any size you want. All you have to do is just cut that piece of masking paper the right size for your sentiment. There we go. Wink of Stella has been applied. So now we have our inside. We have our slidey bit. Oh, it's so fun. I wish I had used the right piece, but oh well, you know. It is what it is. Now we'll do the front. So I have 5 1/4 by 4. This is the inside. This is the envelope. Have that. Have that. And we have this. Yeah, see, this is supposed to be the piece I use. Oh well, I'm going to use it to stamp. Okay, this one I'm going to die cut that large circle. And I was watching my friend Denise Cox earlier today, and she did a really cool little trick, and I don't know whether I want to try it, but I don't know whether this is a good time to try it or not, because what if it doesn't work? Probably not with the wreath. So what she does is she cuts, if she has something that she's going to stamp and die cut. She die cuts first, and then she takes the die cut, puts it on her silicone mat, and stamps right on it the die cut. Instead of die cutting it afterwards, she die cuts it first. I don't think this wreath is the time to be doing that, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, I've got Memento, and I'm going to stamp the wreath. Uh-oh, here comes my sneeze. Pardon me. Okay, there's the wreath. Now, what's on the inside? Oh, I might as well stamp the inside while we're here. And the envelope, because why not? Oh, I'm missing comments. Sorry. Thanks, Connie. Jennifer drove down to Edmonton today. Places booked solid. Can get a room tonight, but not. Uh-oh, you're going to be sleeping in the park tomorrow, Jennifer? Oh, thanks, Nadine. Yes. You know me. I sneeze at least once at this time of the year on every Facebook Live, whether I have the door open or not, or the window open or not, because our leaves are starting to turn color. And when they start to turn color, they start to fall off. And then, did I stamp that? I didn't stamp the bow on here. It starts to get that dry, crunchy, moldy stuff floating in the air, and that's what gets me at this time of the year. Whether I take my allergy medication or not, I need that bow. I have to fussy cut that bow. Jennifer, I thought that too. Jennifer said she'd have to stamp first and then die cut. I thought that too, but I also thought that I would try. Give it a try, because if you don't try this stuff, you never know whether it'll work, right? So maybe if we have time. Oh, we don't have time. Oh, it's already been an hour. Oof. Okay, I'm stamping Merry Christmas in wild wheat. Like that. Now, is there anything else stamped in wild wheat? That's not. That's not. Okay. I do need Memento or Misty Moonlight, though, for the inside. Seeing as we changed our colors, I will stamp the inside sentiment with Misty Moonlight. There's a lot of parts and pieces to this card. I've tried the reverse, but it never works for you. Oh, okay. Yes, our leaves are already falling. So at this time of the year, because we've had such a long, hot summer with no rain, the leaves get stressed and they start to fall. And then the rains come, and by that time, it's getting cooler at night, so the leaves start turning anyways. Oh, Jennifer's or Denise's tip. When you're stamping on top of white, use your silicone mat. It helps hold your cardstock in place, and you can see where you're stamping. Perfect. Okay, that's those bits. And I've got that all stamped now. Got that all stamped, got that all stamped and colored. The inside is all stamped and colored. Oh, I haven't colored it yet. So let's just move this stuff out of the way. And when I trimmed this, I trimmed it at an angle but I think I'm going to trim this one straight. Just like that. And then this is going to go flat. I'm going to use Tombow. I'm going to go flat on the inside. Come on. Ooh, somebody down on River Road having fun racing. These guys in there. Guys in their loud vehicles, I tell you. We had a rollover in the hump. We call it the hump. That's the hill between here and Nanaimo. You have to go over it to go anywhere out of town. And because we've had rain the past few days, the road is really slick. And you get these yahoos in these big 4x4s thinking that they're invincible. There, I just got to get my hand in here. And they go so fast and they end up doing this and then they go plop. So both of them, I think, were 4x4s. Yesterday definitely was. And I think today was too. Okay, there's the inside. There's that done. Perfect. Now we'll attach this. I haven't cut my skates out yet. So when I attach this, it's only going to get attached down here. So if I take this and put it where I want and use my pencil, put a little bit of mark on there. All this, I've lost my adhesive. That's going to go on there like that, just above where that fold is. Before I push it down, just make sure there's no adhesive hanging out. Oh, okay. There we are. Okay. Now, let's cut out the skates. So I need the skates, and I did. The laces and the blades. So we're going to cut these all out. And those will just sit there because I also have to cut out the wreath. Now, the wreath can be a little bit difficult to line up, but I'm going to show you a trick. Yes, Jennifer, those Spotlight on Nature dies are very popular and they are out again. And I think this is like the 4th time they've been out of stock. Okay, so I'm looking for, see, it's a bit flat there and flattish here with a little pokey there. So there's a flat and a flattish with a little pokey. So if you look at that, then it's easy to line up because you just got to do some fine tuning when you get that in there. See how easy that lined up? All right. So nobody commented that they needed to know what elite stamper status was on our creative escape. Did we maybe just gloss over that? Do you need me to go over what elite stamper status is while I cut this out and cut out the skates? Oh, yeah, you got to look for those special little spots, Jennifer. Jennifer, if you're looking for an Airbnb, you know Shanna, my downline, Shanna Miller. She lives in Edmonton and she runs a bunch of Airbnbs. You could contact her, see if she has availability for tomorrow. I don't know what Airbnb thing rules are for one night. I don't. All the ones we've used have been a while. See, it cut out perfectly. I'm so impressed. It worked. Yay. Okay, where's my dies? Gotta put this back on my die sheet. Oh, I've got such a mess over there. I'm glad you guys can't see that. Okay, get rid of the bits. Don't get rid of the blades, though. We need the blades. Those are there. My blades where they're supposed to be. This is the best thing I ever started doing, is photocopying the dies before I take them off the cardboard that they come on. And then when I put my stuff, my dies back on there, I know where they go, but I also know if I'm missing anything. I don't have to count them. There we go. Of course, you do have to put them onto something. If you use the cardboard, it's a moot point. I know some people leave theirs on the right on the cardboard all the time. That's fine too. There. So now I can just, I know, I can tell at a glance that I'm not missing any dies. Yay. Makes my life a little bit easier. My pokey tool is full of glue on the end. How are we doing with, oh my gosh, it's almost been an hour and a half. We're almost done. Almost done. Okay, so I'm going to put the blades on. Now you probably don't have to do this step because it's gold on gold. I could make them silver or tungsten or something, but I'm going to make them gold on gold. And I'm just going to put a little bit of Tombow on them. And then I'm going to put them on while the Tombow's still wet, because then I can move them around and line them up properly. Now these, you want to put Tombow facing you on that little area right there, because that's what scoots down inside the slit on the skate. I've seen some demonstrators and other people using, not all demonstrators, but I've seen some stampers who have been using this bundle, and they put it on top, and it just looks weird to me. I don't know about you guys. I'm sorry if that's the way you do it, because it's not wrong. It's just doesn't look right to me. Okay, now I'm going to put this on here like this, and because Tombow is still wet, I can put it on there and move it around so that it gets where it's supposed to be. Yeah. If you are not comfortable using scissors, use tweezers. But my scissors are here, and that's what I tend to use. I just don't squish them too hard. There we go. Okay, so now I want that to dry, so I'm just going to let that sit there for a minute. And I'm going to color my bow, and then I have to fussy cut it. Going back up here. Okay. Tough time lining it up. Oh, Connie wants to know what Elite Stamper is. Thank you for asking the question, Connie. I will explain. Wendy says, Jennifer, what about Airbnb? My friend booked one and they canceled on her, double booked it. Oh my God. What is going on in Edmonton that it's so full? Magnetic sheets. I love my magnetic sheets. Oh, is your mom going in for surgery, Jennifer? If you don't want to, I shouldn't ask that question. If you don't want to answer it, don't feel you have to answer that question. Okay, Elite Stamper status is for our creative escapes. If you have been to one of our previous 3 creative escapes, or all 3 of them, because I know many of you have, because they're so much fun. But if you have previously registered for one of our creative escapes, that gives you Elite Stamper status. And going to get you a special gift, and you're going to love it because it's really cute. And it might use a fussy cut deer from the new designer paper. Might. Okay, so this I'm cutting right up against that black. Pardon me. Oh, I've been talking a long time. Now, this, oh, I should have used the dyes, the new Peaceful Evergreen dyes have a bow, has a 4-piece bow die in it. That's really cool, but of course I don't have those handy, and I've already done this, and I'm not going to, but that would be cool to do that. Put that bow on here. Okay, here we go. Just about going around the finish line here. Good night, Nadine. Thanks for hanging out as long as you did. I know it's late there. Metallica concert at Commonwealth for 2 nights, the Fringe Festival, and 6,500 runners for a triathlon. Holy macaroni, that's a lot of people. No wonder I haven't heard from Shanna. She'll be busy. All right. This does take a little bit to do. And you could put a ribbon bow on your wreath if you wanted, or not put a bow at all. But because this card is so thick, I thought that this would be a good bow to put on there because it will be flat. And it was in the stamp set, so why not use it? Now, Jennifer, I think you live in Fort Mac, right? I met somebody today who just moved into town from Fort Mac. She's putting together a couple of draw baskets for our fall fair in 2 weeks and was asking for donations. So I gave her a few cards in a package along with a free class. Certificate. Somebody can come and stamp. There we go. Now, I've showed you the trick before where you take your black marker and go around the outside, just so if you missed and didn't cut off all the white, or if you cut off too much and your black is not there anymore, this is just a way to get your outside line on there. I don't remember where I started. There we go. That's done. Mom needs medical attention. She can't get up north. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll keep her in my prayers, Jennifer, for tomorrow. Fort Mac. That's a long way. Okay, so now you take your skate and you just kind of make sure that slit is open. And then there's where I put the tombow, and it just slides into that slit like that till you don't see that thick part anymore. And you see there, that's a better way to do those laces than I'll show you the other way that I've seen. So they just take them and they put them on like this. That just looks funny to me. Just slide them in there like that. Slide them in there so that you don't see that thick part anymore, and they're perfect. All right. Oh, man, I didn't think this card was going to take quite this long. I will color this afterwards. Let me just figure out where I'm going to put the bow, and I'll just color yeah, I think we'll put the bow right there. So I'll just color the leaves in behind the bow, and I'll do the coloring afterwards because we haven't finished it yet. Haven't put the bling on or anything. So elite stamper status. Yes, that's something we've just implemented this year. This one coming up. And I did send emails out to all of the people who qualified for elite stamper status and have not registered yet, just so that no pressure. I just wanted to make sure they knew that they had that special privilege. And it just because they have it, and if they don't register for this one, they don't lose it. It's still going to be there. It's not like it has to be consecutive. It's just they are previous registered stampers, so they attain elite stamper status, and you maintain elite stamper status always. Yeah, it's going to be tough to leave her. She's your mom. I hear you. Okay, so I'm going to put this up a little bit because I want to put those skates on there. So that's going to go up there like that. And this, I'm going to put some Tombow on the back of this. And we'll put that on there where I did all that coloring like that. And then put one, oh, I have to, sorry people, I have to color where the skates are going to be too. Because I don't think I can color underneath them after I get them on here. How are you doing? You get tired of watching this? Well, the good thing is that you can say goodnight now. Don't forget to hit those emojis if you're enjoying this video. I know it's a little bit long, and I do apologize, but it is quite an intricate card to do. Hit those emojis and let Facebook know that this is a valuable piece of real estate to show you how to do this card. Aw. Okay, so the underneath one is going to go on. So I'm going to put it, let's just use this, it's faster. Right about there. And then this one, same thing. Just offset them a little bit, like that. You can go in. I think I'm going to go in and put a dimensional underneath the front of that skate. Now, if you want to really get technical, you could go in there with strips and put them underneath the blades, but I'm not going to worry about it. I think I'll pop one in behind there too. Now, if I do this strategically, it will do both of them at the same time. Perfect. All right, there we go. I think, well, you know, the inside has to be colored yet, but I won't put you through that. I will color it afterwards. Am I going to run out of? I did. Look at that. Like an inch left to go, and I ran out of. I think I might adapt that one for a birthday card. I have at least a dozen birthday cards to make for September, including hubby and grandson, which have to be special. Oh, that would be awesome. Okay, there we go. Now, bling. Get out the bling. I didn't get the bling. What am I using? What did I use? I didn't write them down. Gold iridescent foil gems is what I used on there. Okay. Let's use something new. Let's get my favorite ones. Where are you? Druzy, come here. Oh, let's put some druzy on there. Oh, these druzy ones just make my heart happy, I tell you. They're so pretty. I'm going to put one here. And I'm using the gold ones. So let's put a white one on there too. Put a white one up here. There we go. Thanks, ladies. You're so kind. All right, except for the inside colored in the rest of the wreath, which I won't put you through that torture. There we go. And it didn't matter too much that I cut that way too short because it still, see, it still opens, it still closes. This opens, this closes. It just means you can't push it all the way down. But that's okay. That works too. So it's kind of an easel, but it's called a Slide and Pop Fun Fold card. What is a druzy? Linda, these are druzy embellishments. And I didn't know what that word was either. And I looked it up, and it's in the rock hound world, and it's got to do with quartz. Look it up. It's a real world, a real word. Oh, thanks, Kim. It is worth the effort, and it's so pretty. I love this bundle. Okay, do you want to see a fun fold that I made today that is coming up? Yes, thank you, Wendy. Okay, do you want to see a fun fold that I made today with the changing leaves? This is coming up on one of my Thursdays. Look at this. Look at this. And it folds flat. This is the one that Leanne thought it was gold embossed on Calypso coral. That's coming in a few weeks. I won't say a couple of weeks, a few weeks, because I don't know when it is. Thanks so much, Connie, Linda, Carmen, Norma, Jennifer, Wendy, Kim, Holly, if you're still over there, and anybody else. Oh, and Cindy. Thank you so much. Oh, Nancy. Did I say hello to Nancy from Oklahoma? I think I did. So thanks so much for watching me tonight. I'm sorry it took so long to do the card, but you know, it is worth it. It is a spectacular card. And I can't wait to see what you come up with. Do this card, take a picture, and put it in my VIP group in the Share It Saturday draw. You never know. You might just win a card from me and a little gifty. Oh, you're very welcome. And don't forget, register for my for our Winter Creative Escape. The link is in the description of the video. If you're watching on Facebook, it'll be up there. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be down there. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and and a weekend. Oh, it's a weekend. Yay! Oh, I got my big Season of Green and Gold Mega Stamp Camp tomorrow afternoon. So if you're coming to that, I'll see you at 1:00. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you Monday night at 7:30 with another cool card. Stamp and smiles. Bye for now.